This video is about making this bowl that my good friend Eddie Kotter asked for. Eddie is the drummer for our band, the Kells, traditional Irish music. And Eddie is, I think, the best Irish drum bodhran player I've heard. He's also a hilariously funny guy.
I will say, I'm wearing two different shoes. So fast. Are you serious? Okay, look.
Hope you enjoy the video about making the largest bowl I can manage on my little lathe for Eddie Kotter. My friend Eddie asked for a salad bowl. And the problem is my lathe is limited in diameter. They say 8-inch max. I've learned I can cheat it just a little more than that. Why not get a bigger lathe? Well, kind of my philosophy is with the dimensions of this shop, I want this space to be flexible, and so tabletop on and off for the lathe. The other alternative is to get a bigger shop, and that may be happening. We'll see. That's why you're starting to see some accumulation of things like this that are a little too big for this shop. But in the meantime, this is the lathe that I have, and I don't know, Eddie, if it's going to be big enough for a salad bowl, but what I'm trying to do is get the biggest effective bowl I can with the lathe that I have. How about that? So I'm thinking this walnut, if I get 4-layer glue up, I can just squeeze 10-inch diameter, working around things like that, knowing that for one of the layers this will be cut out, knowing that the shape of the bowl might flare a little bit, so I can do with a narrower piece for the bottom. Maybe I can get 4 layers out of these 2. Also a check coming in here. This was one of the original chainsaw cuts, so watch out for that. Suppose this is the bottom piece. That's a 10-inch circle. This is trouble-free other than that giant check. Maybe if this is the second layer, it could be a little smaller. I need to get it through a thickness planer so the glue up will have good contact. All we need is the top side on this guy. This is the order, and I'm going to cross the grain at each layer 90 degrees. Going to be wasting of necessity a whole bunch of glue because I'm not really sure what shape this thing's going to turn out to be. And so I won't know which actual minuscule percentage of this surface is actually going to be in contact by the time we're done. So better safe than sorry. That way. This way. Now it's going to start sliding around while I try to clamp it in place. But I want it to be as close to exactly aligned as possible, because it's cut to the theoretical max that I can start to turn it on the lathe. take it inside to give it a better chance of all that glue setting up. Plenty of time for this glue to cure inside in the warmth. See what we got. And see how much of a fight it'll be to get it to turn on the lathe. We're right at the max diameter and a little bit further, I'm sure. Might have to use a flap disc or something to take the high points off and get the biggest bowl we can get on my little lathe. We want this guy to be as perfectly centered as possible. Yep. How bad is it going to be? Well, let's see. Slow the lathe way down and see if we can get it to safe clearance. Here we go. Okay. I know, you're supposed to use a bowl gouge because these things are weak. Just trying to make sure we've got clearance to start turning. It's interesting, my joint is right at that corner. You can see the boundary on the bottom piece, and the next piece is just above that joint. That would look worse probably if it fell below this joint and spread out across that curve. But I think it's worth trying to get a little bit closer so that that corresponds exactly with that edge. I think that's about as good as I want to try to get. All right. let's do the inside. Go just a little faster on the lathe. That's actually better. Not the most beautiful cut, but not a lot of grain tear out. I think we're close to the depth I want and the thickness I want. And so let's see how that stands. Yeah, I think it's pretty close to moving on to polish. I think that's going to look really nice. I like where the boundaries fall, both inside and outside. All right, Eddie, getting close. Just barely have room for my little piece of plastic that keeps the accumulation of oil off the lathe a little bit for me. But here goes some bringing the grain to life. Let's see what happens. That's fun. Looks like every 90 degrees, one layer goes dark and one layer goes light as the grain direction shifts and opposes. I like that. Pretty happy with that. I'll sign it and let it soak, do another couple and wax it and get it to Eddie and his family. Yeah, so that's light, dark, light, but then as it changes, dark, light, dark, extended. Cold snap. Boiled linseed oil on there and let that stuff set up. And I think I'm really happy with it. I think the last step is I'll put some wax on it and see if we can meet up with Eddie and deliver. ya?
Enjoying a little back trouble. Shoveling the snow, man, on the hose. It's good to see you, buddy.
Been way too long.
It's been a long time. Hi, Deb. How are you? Oh, look at that.
I'm really happy with it.
That's the most beautiful bowl I've ever laid my eyes on.
Glad you like it, my
Golly.
friend.
Oh, look at this, man.
Isn't that fun?
Oh, good. You signed it and everything.
So that's the absolute biggest bowl I could get on that lathe. And I think for two, you could get a salad in there. There's things called butcher block conditioner. It's kind of this mix of, so every now and then you can hit it with that too and just, rub it down. Wow. I really like it. I like the way the grain all.
Man, I really love it. Wow.